Hey guys, welcome back to I Will Wander. If you've watched a few of these videos, you'll know that if I have this shirt on, it means it's a painting day. That it is. I can do a little more acrylic on canvas. I'll show you a couple details here right now. Which one to start? Which one to start? It is a very sunny day here in Kelowna, so let's go with this one. What is it? Bright yellow. That looks good. We'll start with that one. Next up. Got a lot of greens going here. Let's try this green. Christmas green. Let's go with that. Okay, all paints have been applied. I'm gonna call that a phase one. And if you watched any of the other previous painting videos that I've done, I talked about the possibility of just letting this be the painting instead of coming in with this metal brush and manipulating it all to interesting effect. I thought maybe I'll just leave this and see what happens there. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to let this sit for probably 3 full days. The paint is very thick, so I'm going to let that sit and see what the final result will be. So I'll come back to you in about 3 days once it's set, and I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll tell you the name of it. I don't know the name at this point. While we're literally waiting for the paint to dry on that painting I just finished, I'll reveal more of myself as I discussed in the previous video. I actually spoke with a YouTuber who's doing quite well. He's quite famous, and he said that part of his charm, part of his appeal is that he reveals of himself in his videos. So I'm going to do a little bit of that today. I wrote a book. That's it right there. It's called It's All Good. It's a memoir of sorts of my time as a night shift cab driver in Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. Much of it is true, much of it is not. It's not Shakespeare. It's a cute little read. You read it on the beach and you go, that was interesting, and that's the end of that. But I also wrote a screenplay for that novel, and I'm much stronger in screenplay format. Not bad in prose. I can put something out like I've done there. It's All Good, available on Amazon. But the screenplay is, and my other screenplays, I've written 6 screenplays in total. Final draft, they're good to go. And part of what you do with a screenplay is you write what's called a one-pager. It's basically a little summary to, if you ever get the ear of somebody who can make this happen, you give them a summary, and it's sort of an extended pitch is what it is. That's one of my paintings up there, by the way. Can't remember what I called that one. So I'll give you the one pager for It's All Good, the screenplay for my novel. Copyright secured. And It's All Good, an autobiographical comedy feature proposal by Pat Meehan. I drive them all, and I often know their secrets. A funny and touching, true-ish to life account of my time spent as a night shift cab driver in the resort party town of Whistler, Canada. Black bears blow, hookers and high royalty all quickly come into my life. Love also shines a light on me with very unforeseen results. This modern piece can be shot on a very limited budget, almost entirely in and around Vancouver, British Columbia, with the majority of the scenes taking place inside a taxi cab. The screenplay is based on the novel of the same name, which I released in 2017. A bit of a summary here. After a dangerous incident with 2 fuel thieves, at a truck stop in northern British Columbia. Pat, 25, quits his job as a long-haul truck driver and decides to head to Whistler to see what his options are up there. He almost immediately takes a job as a night shift cab driver and is introduced to a side of Whistler and humanity that most people are not aware of. Sophia, 22, a stunning, brilliant, but disturbed weekend prostitute who uses Pat's services as a cab driver confidant, quickly captures Pat's heart. At the same time, Wendy, 22, Wendy, 22, the severely alcohol and cocaine addicted waitress housemate, also draws on his emotions during her spiraling decline into drug addiction. Pat also discovers his entrepreneurial side as he decides to start an online store selling a wide variety of sex toys. His involvement in this unique industry contributes to some very surreal and comical exchanges with the clients of his side business and in his taxi. My number used to come up when I would call clients to try and tell them I'm outside waiting for them. If they had call display, it would come up the number and then the name of my sex toy store. So on occasion, I'd get these women getting into the car going, "What's the name of the sex toy store about now? I have no idea what you're talking about." And they said, "Well, it came up on call display." "Okay, busted. I'll tell you." And they all thought it was hysterical. The sane ones thought it was hysterical. Between all this love drama, there are a seemingly endless string of unique, bizarre, creepy, fascinating, and sometimes even famous taxi fares. I drove them all. They all go through Whistler at some point. I drove them all. The whole story rolls along with an incredibly beautiful backdrop of Rocky Mountain scenery. That is what's called a one-pager for my screenplay. Final draft finished, copyright secured, all creative done. For the novel I wrote called It's All Good, that's available on Amazon for download. There's the back cover of it. It's a picture of me a long time ago. So the next thing that comes up in this is going to be me showing you the final, me showing you the final version of the painting that I'm going to be putting up on my wall. I got a bit of a cold. It's the last sunny, warm day here in Kelowna, British Columbia for probably the entire season. So I'm going to go out and go for a hike. There's a place called Knox Mountain. At some point I'll do a video on that, but today I'm just going to enjoy my time up there. See you in a bit. And there it is. The final product. Calling it Snoopy. I have no idea where these names come from. I generally just name the first thing that comes into my head strongly. This one came through a couple of times, so we'll get in a little closer there. That's acrylic on canvas. And it's called Snoopy. Give you a little tour of some of the other creative stuff going on. Another work. Another work. A bunch of copies of my novel. A bunch of my paintings. This one I really like. It's called Clandestine, as I've talked about a couple times. I don't know why, I really like that one. That's the one I did in the last video. You know what? You buy that one too? Or you buy that one, I'll send you the broom with it. Free broom with purchase. And I don't know if I can get that, it's too dark. No, we're alright. And then back to the latest work of art entitled Snoopy, available at fine galleries everywhere. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in a few days.